What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Adobe Photoshop Masterclass course. We are continuing it off with, or we're finalizing it off. My bad. Oh my God. This one right here is going to be huge. Okay. This one's going to be 10 out of 10 massive because we're going to complete this layer section with filter layers. Hands down, super advanced layers. Maybe the most advanced layers or easily the most advanced layers we've dabbled with yet. Maybe the most advanced layers we even dabble with the whole course. So let's actually go ahead and let me just walk you through what I want to do. So currently we got this image, but the foreground, me, and the background are the same amount of focus, right? You can see me just as much as you can see the background, and it's a little bit distracting in my opinion. What I want to do is I want to make me seem closer to the camera, make the background seem further away. And the way I'm going to do that is with an advanced filter layer using the blur section. So I want to actually go ahead and use maybe a Gaussian blur, and I want to blur out that background, and I want to keep me in focus to give that sort of depth of field type of feel, which basically feels as though I'm closer to the camera, right? Which naturally I am, but let's make it look a little bit more, right? So what I want to do is I want to actually click and drag up to untick all of these extras, right? So I can see the image perfectly. I want to zoom in nice and close, and I want to go up here and I want to get my selection tool. And I actually want to start highlighting everything that's not me. Right, so I want to be dragging this over everything that's in the background that is not me. I'm talking about all this stuff right here, and funny enough, it has done it very, very quickly. There's really been no pushback. However, I also want to go ahead and make these brushes nice and small. Get in there. Oh, maybe make them a little bit bigger than that. Get in there. Get those bits highlighted. And I actually want to go up here, click our actual file. Once we've actually highlighted everything in the background, as we see, was pretty quick to do it. I'm not going to lie. And I want to actually drag and drop this and duplicate the layer, which means we've got layer 1 and layer 1 copy. And I also want to go ahead and get our eraser tool and start erasing stuff, right? Start erasing stuff in the background, or alternatively, we could press delete, and that would actually delete everything. Now, it might seem like nothing's happened because we have the other layer below, but if we turn that layer below, we notice we've deleted everything that was highlighted, which means that we've got me and a transparent sort of background, and then of course we've got the background below, which has now been singled out, right? So we have a me and a background layer, which means that we can actually go to this background layer here, make sure you're selecting the absolute bottom layer, the background layer, go up here to filter, go to blur, and go to Gaussian blur. And just like that, we are noticing right away on just simply a 20, right? And we could do maybe a 2, a 7, or a 10. A 10's looking pretty nice to me. Or you know what? I might even bring it up to a 20 like it was before. But if we go ahead and get that 20 and press OK, what that does is that has made a filter layer, which means it is essentially blurred out the background. However, because we duplicated me, we notice that I'm still above and I'm still in full focus, which means that when we turn on everything else, we have this sort of me forward effect. Everything else is not in focus. I'm in focus perfectly. You can see me nice and clear, and I'm more enhanced, right? There's no two ways around it. I'm more enhanced, and that right there is what we've done together. We have actually taken a basic image, and we've used layer filters to actually make this more advanced. That right there is an advanced layer, a layer filter. And you know, of course, you could apply the filters to everything, but one of my favorite executions is that right there. Bringing you in on it is basically taking a normal picture, taking it and sort of adding that depth of field to it, where you know you could actually go ahead and blur out the background, make an object stand out more, whether it's an object, a person, whatever the case may be, whatever your object that you want to focus in is, whatever your focal point is, it could be done using a simple effect like that. And if we just press Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, we undo it all. We can go to this bottom layer. We can go up here to filter. We could go here to blur, and we can go to Radial Blur, right? We could start messing with a couple different versions, right? So for example, maybe we want a 20 on the Radial Blur, right? And just like that, we turn up everything. We've got a whole different type of effect right now. The background's blurred out, but essentially, you know, it's got sort of like a radial blur to it, which means it's twisting, sort of the twist opposed to just a flat blur everywhere. So I advise you guys to go through the filters section, mess around with stuff, see what works for you. And also, the pattern I want to point out to you guys is the fact that you guys are going to get the most out of your images when you are stacking stuff on top of each other. We noticed that the absolute bottom layer, oh, it's screwed right now, but the bottom layer was basically nothing. We added the blur to it. We changed the color of the T. We added a little bit more color grade to it. Boom, we threw a pattern, aka a texture over it. We brought even more out of it. That right there is looking like a damn near a movie poster. You know, if this was on a movie poster for, you know, genius hacker, you know, has gotten into the central intelligence, whatever the case may be, some sort of hacker movie, right? That right there could convincingly be the poster. But at the end of the day, I'm a bit biased. We've sat here, we've created this together, so, you know, it might not be poster worthy, but overall the point is it's an advanced piece of content or an advanced layer, advanced graphic that we've created in Photoshop together. That right there is the Adobe Photoshop Masterclass course layer section done and dusted. We're really getting into the tough stuff now, aka the fun stuff. I'll see you guys in the next episode.